Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Valuation binti Aziz. Today, my friend and I will explain about valuation order and financial statement. These are the contents of the presentations. The first one is definition of valuation. Okay, the definition of variation is any work that change from the original contract in terms of design, construction materials or quantities, generally due to SO or architect instructions. Okay, this is other definitions for variation order. The first one is addition of the work that was previously not in the contract. Remove any work previously in the contract. The third one is replacing the works in the contract with another work. Changes of type and quality of the material in the contract. Transfer any work, materials or goods performed by the contractor or supplied by the contractor. Not include anything that does not comply with the contract. Okay, this is the clause for variation order. For the first one is PWD 203A clause 24.2 and the second one is PAM 2018 clause 11.1. Okay, kalau baca kat sini dua-dua maksud ni untuk PWD dan PAM sama kecuali PAM dia ada subclause D which is any changes to provisions in the contract with regards to any limitation of working hours, working space, access to or utilization of any specific part of the site, the execution and completion of the work in any specific order. Okay, untuk yang ni, persekitaran atau suasana juga boleh menjadi perubahan dalam kerja. Okay, maknanya kontraktor boleh mohon kerja-kerja yang memerlukan perubahan suasana atau persekitaran seperti yang ada di subclause D. Okay, untuk yang subclause D yang kelima, maksud dekat situ, apa-apa kesalahan yang kontraktor buat, kontraktor tak boleh buat perubahan kerja. So, perubahan kerja tersebut yang kontraktor ada mistake, kontraktor kena tanggung semua kos yang kerja-kerja kesalahan yang dibuat tu. Okay, this is the main reasons of variation order. The first one is failure in preparation of tender document that can lead to problematic document contract. Okay, kat sini maksudnya kegagalan dalam buat tender document ni akan membawa kepada masalah dalam buat dokumen kontrak. Okay, selalunya kecualian ni dilakukan oleh arkitek atau QS yang tidak cekap untuk mentafsir keinginan klien. Okay, the second one is client's desire or wishes. The third one is contractor proposal to any work that need to change in the project. Okay, contractor juga boleh buat cadangan untuk apa-apa kerja yang boleh dibuat perubahan dalam projek tersebut. Okay, the next one is criteria of variation order. The variation does not change the main purpose of the contract. Okay, perubahan tu tak boleh ubah tujuan utama kontrak. Contohnya, tujuan utama kontrak nak buat perumahan rumah teres 2 tingkat, tapi bila ada VO dia boleh jadi rumah kedai 2 tingkat. So kat situ tak boleh lah. Okay, the second is the order issue must be within the duration of the contract. Variation work must be done in the construction site. And the last one is replacement work must be identified in the actual scope of work. Okay, kalau kita nak ganti kerja tu, kita kena mesti tahu kerja asal kerja yang kita nak ganti tu. Okay, next, power to order variation. For PWD 203A clause 24.1, the SO may issue instructions requiring a variation in the form of a variation order. For PAM 2018 clause 11.2, the architect may issue an AI ordering a variation or sanction any variation made by the contractor. Okay, basically untuk PWD, SO yang boleh buat arahan perubahan, untuk PAM, arkitek yang boleh buat perubahan atau buat penolakan terhadap kerja-kerja perubahan oleh kontraktor. Okay, next, this is the form of instruction. The first one is PWD 203A. Clause 5.1, the SO may issue instructions from time to time, further drawings, detailed and written instructions. For clause 5.2, all the instructions must be in writing. The contractor shall always comply with all instructions issued to him by the SO. If such instruction is given orally, the SO shall issue a written instruction within 7 days from the date such oral instruction given. If no written confirmation, no instruction exists. Okay, untuk PWD, bentuk arahan tersebut adalah dalam bentuk tulisan. Semua arahan bertulis, kontraktor mestilah mematuhi arahan yang diarahkan oleh SO. Kalau arahan tersebut diberi secara lisan, SO mestilah kena keluarkan arahan tu 7 hari selepas arahan diberikan. Arahan lisan diberikan. Kalau tak ada pengesahan bertulis, maksudnya tak ada arahan yang wujud. For PAM 2018, Clause 11.3, the architect may issue instructions in writing requiring variation. Clause 2.2, all instructions issued by the architect shall be in writing expressly entitled Architect's Instructions. There is no provision for issuance or confirmation of oral instruction. Okey, untuk PAM, bentuk arahan tersebut adalah dalam bentuk bertulis dan arahan bertulis tersebut mestilah ditulis tajuk dengan jelas Architect Instruction iaitu AI. Okey, tiada arahan lisan yang akan disahkan. Okay, next, when variation order can be issued. SO and architect can issue the variation order at any time before the issuance of the certificate of practical completion. If there have any variation work after certificate of completion for PWD 203A, there is no instruction of variation work after CPC. They will have problems if issued after CPC because contractor responsible to any maintenance during the feasibility period. For PAM 2008 Clause 11.3, okay, basically untuk PAM ni sama je macam PWD, kita takkan ada arahan selepas CPC kecuali only work that related to authorities and service provider. Okay, VO ni boleh diarahkan oleh SO dan architect bila-bila masa sebelum CPC. The consequences if the contractor fail to comply the variation work. Okay, for PWD 203A Clause 5.2, if the contractor does not comply within 7 days, SO without prejudice to any other rights or remedies available under this contract. Okay, untuk PWD, kalau kontraktor tak boleh buat kerja tu dalam masa 7 hari, SO tanpa teragak-agak akan membuat apa-apa tindakan atau cara lain yang ada dalam kontrak tersebut. Okay, for PAM 2018, Clause 2.4, if the contractor fails to comply within the time stated in AI, which must not be less than 7 days from the receipt, the employer may employ others to carry out the work and then sets off the cost. Okay, untuk PAM, kalau kontraktor tak buat kerja dalam masa 7 hari, employer akan lantik kontraktor lain untuk carry kerja tu dan kos tersebut akan dituntut oleh klien kepada kontraktor. Okay, next, management of variation order. This is the terms for VO of PWD project. The first one is KPK, kelulusan perubahan kerja, APK, arahan perubahan kerja, PHK, pelaksanaan harga kontrak, and KKS, kelulusan kuantiti sementara. Okay, basically ini adalah terms untuk VO yang ada dalam projek kerajaan. Okay, next, the procedure for PWD 203A project. For the variation order, first, application of variation order. Second, prepare KPK form for approval. Third, meeting with VO committee. Fourth, instruction of variation work will be issued, APK. And the last one is contract pricing adjustment, BHK. Okay, for provisional quantity, prepare kelulusan kuantiti sementara, KKS. And then contract pricing adjustment, PHK. Okay, this is the application of variation order. In charge officer shall make sure the work must be relate to the variation and follow the criteria of variation. Okay, kerja tu mestilah kena betul-betul memerlukan perubahan dan mestilah mengikut kriteria perubahan kerja. The application from the client must be written by the consultant. And the last one is educate provision. Okay, apa-apa permohonan daripada klien mestilah dalam bentuk bertulis oleh consultant. And peruntukan mestilah mencukupi. Next, prepare KPK form for approval. The first one, the application preparation must use form JKR KPK Revision 1 2008. KPK form is like application of variation order in JKR standard. This application need to be approved by Variation Order Committee JAPK. If the percentage exceed 30% or 6 million needs submitted to Ministry of Finance for approval. Okay, kalau kerja-kerja permohonan kerja VO tu lebih daripada 30% ataupun 6 juta, permohonan tu mestilah kena hantar dekat Menteri Kewangan untuk kelulusan dan peruntukan. Details of amendment, estimation price of work, BQ sheets and justification for change need to submit by contractor. Okay, ini adalah contoh borang KPK. Okay, untuk A dengan B tu kita isi maklumat macam biasalah. Okay, untuk C tu harga-harga tu kita boleh dapat daripada arrow yang warna-warni tu. Okay, untuk yang D, borang ini mesti dah kena sign oleh pengarah projek atau SO atau juga wakil SO. Okay, next ringkasan kelulusan perubahan kerja dan peralasan APK. Okay, borang ni mestilah kena senaraikan bilangan KPK sebelum ni. Okay, ni kita nak buat sekarang ni kita nak buat KPK nombor 5. Okay, so bilangan KPK 1, 2, 3, 4 mestilah disenaraikan. Okay, untuk ruang pelarasan PHK, dekat situ adalah kerja-kerja APK yang sebelum ni telah diluluskan dan ada omission terhadap kerja tersebut. Okay, kita kena tulislah kat situ berapa omissionnya. Okay, kalau kita tengok bilangan PHK kat situ, nombor 2, pelarasan APK nombor 1, cerucuk spine. Okay, kat situ mestilah ada omission dan dia tulis dekat pelarasan PHK. Okay, semua umur-umur ni hendaklah ditotalkan. Okay, next meeting with VO committee. The meeting attended by SO representative, QS, professional team and supplier also specialist. Quantity surveyor will be presented the application of variation order with the reasons supported by architect and engineer on the related work. They also discuss about provision if the variation work need addition cost. If the requested variation order not necessary for the project, the VO committee will reject the application and not sign the form and vice versa. The officer in charge cannot be a chairman or member in variation order committee. Okay, yang poin yang keempat, kalau jawatan kuasa perubahan kerja ni rasa kerja-kerja tu tak perlu untuk buat VO, mereka akan reject dan tak akan sign borang KPK tu. Dan kalau diorang luluskan, maknanya diorang akan sign lah borang tu. Okay, the last point, pegawai yang meluluskan borang KPK tu tak boleh jadi ahli atau pengurusi jawatan kuasa perubahan kerja. Okey, ini adalah contoh lampiran B borang KPK, sambungan pada borang KPK sebelum ni. Okey, kalau jawatan kuasa tu bersetuju dan meluluskan, diorang akan sign dekat kotak warna biru tu. Okay, dan diorang akan tulis anggaran harga kat situ and padamlah yang tak bersetuju. Ataupun kalau diorang tak setuju, diorang akan padamlah yang bersetuju. Okay, this is the instruction of variation order will be issued. The first one, instruction of variation will be issued after KPK approved by variation order committee. Instruction of VO should be issued immediately using form GKR APK revision 1 2008. The amount of APK must be the same with KPK that have been approved. If they have 5 KPK form that have been approved, there must also 5 APK form. Okey, kat sini maksudnya contohlah kalau borang KPK tu ada 5, maksudnya borang APK tu pun kena ada 5. This form need to sign by SO or SO representative and contractor since the purposes of APK are to notice contractor to take appropriate action and carry the work based on the variation order instruction. Okey, ini adalah contoh borang APK. Okay, tapi borang ni tak sama dengan borang KPK sebelum ni sebab tajuk kontrak dia berbeza. Tapi kalau realiti mesti kena sama. Semua maklumat yang ada dalam KPK mesti kena sama dalam APK. Yang paling penting adalah amount dalam APK mesti kena sama dalam amount dalam KPK. Okey, untuk lampiran 1 ni, kontraktor kena sign dan chop dan isi mana-mana yang berkaitan. Okey, untuk lampiran A, ini adalah ringkasan arahan perubahan kerja APK. Kat sini kena senaraikan apa-apa kerja yang diluluskan dalam borang KPK. Okey, maksudnya kat sini tak semestinya dalam satu borang tu ada satu kerja je. Boleh jadi borang KPK dan APK ni ada 5 kerja dalam satu borang. Maksudnya permohonan VO tu 5 kerja dalam satu borang, dalam satu masa lah. Okay, this is contract pricing adjustment. The certificate of peralasan harga kontrak PHK used from JKR PHK revision 2 2008. Adjustment to each APK release, adjustment to approved KKS, adjustment to provisional sum or provisional lump sum, VOP, price adjustment and claims, also adjustment if any omission occur in BQ. Okay, PHK ni adalah untuk kita buat peralasan bila APK tu dikeluarkan dan juga kelulusan kuantiti sementara serta pelarasan harga untuk provisional sum dan juga provisional lump sum. Okey, jika ada variation of price, mesti kena buat PHK. And last sekali, kalau ada apa-apa perubahan omission dalam BQ, mestilah kita kena buat borang PHK. Okey, ini adalah contoh borang PHK. Okey, untuk borang PHK, dia takkan sama macam borang APK dan QPK. Nombor borang tu pun takkan sama. Kalau APK dan QPK dia kena sama kan. So PHK takkan sama sebab dia ada item-item lain yang diperlukan untuk buat PHK macam dalam previous slide. Okey, contoh untuk PHK 3 tu, dia ada tambahan dan juga potongan. Okey, kat situ kita kena totalkan dua-dua and then kita akan tolak dua-dua jumlah tersebut dan kita akan dapat jumlah bersih PHK. Untuk PHK yang lain ni, macam biasalah kalau ada omission dalam BQ atau apa-apa adjustment, kita kena letak lah. Okay, the first one is prepare kelulusan kuantiti sementara. KKS form should be in format KKS Revision 1 2008. After the work involving temporary quantity or provisional quantity is complete on site, SO or SO representative at appropriate should undergo a remeasurement to ensure the quantity of work does not exceed the estimated quantity in BQ. If there is addition of quantity, prepare KKS for the approval of the JPK for the addition quantity. BQ sheets of work dan details need to attach. Okey, kat sini kalau kerja-kerja kuantiti sementara tu dah siap dekat site SO atau wakil SO, kena secepat mungkin pergi buat measurement dekat site tu untuk memastikan kuantiti tersebut tak lebih daripada kuantiti anggaran dalam BQ. Kalau lebih, kena buat KKS untuk kelulusan jurutugas perubahan kerja terhadap tambahan kuantiti. Okey, ini adalah contoh borang KKS. Untuk A, betul-betul kontrak tu kita isi macam biasa. Untuk B, huraian kerja tu kita kena listkan kerja apa yang perlukan KKS ni. Okey, nilai asal kuantiti sementara itu adalah nilai yang kita anggapkan dalam BQ. Nilai mentamat kuantiti sementara yang dijangkakan itu adalah nilai lepas remeasurement. Dan nilai bersih yang tambahan yang dijangkakan itu adalah nilai pertambahan selepas remeasurement. Okey, untuk nilai mentamat kuantiti sementara yang ada bintang tu, betul-betul penghinaan mestilah disertakan. Okey, borang KKS ni hendaklah disahkan oleh pegawai penguasa atau pengarah projek atau wakil SO. Okey, Jabatan Kuasa Perubahan Kerja kena sign borang ini untuk kelulusan dekat bawah tu. Okay, this is the procedure for PEM project. The first one is architect instruction. The second one is expressly in writing entitled architect's instruction AI. And the last one is architect must confirm the price for variation work. Okay, untuk PEM project ni dia tak ada spesifik borang macam PWD. Tetapi yang paling penting adalah arkitek kena mengesahkan harga dan kerja-kerja perubahan tersebut. Okay, ni adalah contoh borang variation order untuk PEM project. The second content is valuation of variation. Okay, this is valuation of variation. The first one is measurement. Measure value work from latest drawing or documentary record as soon as possible. Okay, measurement ni kita kena buat terhadap kerja-kerja yang boleh diukur dengan jelas dan tepat dengan drawing-drawing yang terbaru secepat mungkin. It should be carried according to SMM and comply with specific valuation rule. Biasalah measurement kena ikut SMM. Okay, in the second one is remeasurement. Quantity in BQ cannot be determined with clear and accurate, such as provisional quantity, for example, piling and infra. It may be necessary to wait until the work done so it can be measured physically on site. Okay, untuk remeasurement ni adalah kuantiti yang kita tak boleh ukur dengan jelas dan tepat. Contohnya, kuantiti sementara seperti piling atau infra. Okay, kerja-kerja ni kita kena tunggu sampai dia siap so kita boleh ukur physically dekat site. Okay, the last one is valuation. The rules and method for calculating the value of variation work. Okay, valuation basically adalah cara-cara kita nak menilaikan kerja perubahan tersebut. Who will make the measurement or remeasurement? For PWD 203A, Clause 27, when SO requires any part of the work to be measured, he must notify contractor. The SO is responsible for measurement. The contractor attends and assists the SO in the measurement and supplies all necessary particulars. If the contractor fails to attend, the SO measurements are accepted as correct. Okay, untuk PWD ni, Clause 27, SO adalah orang yang bertanggungjawab untuk buat measurement. Contractor mestilah kena datang masa SO buat measurement tu dan supply barang-barang yang diperlukan atau maklumat yang diperlukan. Kalau kontraktor tak datang, maksudnya apa yang SO kira tu adalah tamat. For PEM 2018, Clause 11.5, It is duty for the QS to measure and value the variations and the contractor is to assist. The contractor must be allowed to be present and take all necessary notes. Okay, untuk PEM 2018, duty untuk buat measurement ni adalah QS dan kontraktor pun mesti kena ada. Macam PWD lah. Dan kontraktor kena datang dan ambil note-notes atau maklumat-maklumat yang berkaitan. How should variation be valued? Okay, basically ni adalah untuk PWD 203A dan juga PEB 2018. The first one is bill of quantity rates, BQ as a basis of pro rata, pay rates and their work rates. Okay, the first one is bill of quantities rate, used when you were under similar character and condition as in document contract. The quantity has no significant change as in document contract. Okay, kita akan guna BQ rate ni bila sifat kerja dan condition kerja tu sama seperti dalam dokumen kontrak. Dan juga kuantiti yang berubah tu tak terlalu ketara macam dalam kontrak. Okay, basically bila kerja VO tu dah siap, kita akan bandingkan kuantiti VO tu dengan kuantiti yang ada dalam dokumen kontrak. Okay, for BQ as basis for pro rata, used when they were under similar character and similar or different condition as in document contract. The quantity has significant change as in document contract. Okay, untuk BQ, untuk prorata ni digunakan bila sifat kerja tu adalah sama tetapi condition kerja tu boleh jadi tak sama atau sama. Dan kuantiti yang berubah tu adalah kuantiti yang ketara. Bila kuantiti berubah tu, rate tu akan berubah sebab material semua juga akan berubah kan. Okay, so untuk prorata ni dikira dalam amount yang adil atau logik dengan kadar-kadar yang tertentu. Okay, the next is pay rates. Used when they were under different character as in document contract. Okay, bila sifat kerja tu memang tak sama pun dalam document contract, BQ rates and prices are not applied or BQ does not contain items describe the valued work. Okay, maksudnya BQ dengan price tu tak ada pun and kerja tu tak ada pun dalam BQ. Thus, it's necessary to agree on new rates. This method based on calculation of rate according to basic principle of estimation. Biasanya biar rate lah. This calculation is calculated fair and does not cause loss to the contractor. Okay, the next one is day work rate, kadar kerja harian. The method used when the work is difficult and impossible to be measured and evaluated. Day work does not appear in the contract document. This method calculates including material costs, plant and machineries, tools, provision and others plus 50% for profit and overhead. For calculation purposes, contractor need to submit voucher, receipt or any sheet that records stating the time spent on daily work, the names of worker, materials, construction logs, scaffolding and transportation used. Okay, untuk tujuan pengiraan, kontraktor mestilah kena hantar voucher, receipt atau apa-apa rekod yang seperti yang ditulis dalam slide ni. Dia perlu dihantar kepada for PWD 203A SO after 7 days the work done. Okay, untuk PWD kena hantar ke SO selepas 7 hari kerja tu siap. For PEM 2018, the records shall be sent to architects and quantity surveyor not to let that 14 days after completion. Before submission, all the records shall be signed by the site representative and certified by site staff. Untuk PEM 2018, rekod tu mesti kena hantar dekat arkitek dan juga QS tak lewat daripada 14 hari selepas kerja tu siap. Okay, sebelum hantar, rekod tu mestilah kena sign oleh wakil tapak dan disahkan oleh kaki tangan tapak. Okay, the last one is how about the work that needs to be removed or cut off. The valuation based on the BQ rates, and if the cut off is too significant until changes the condition of the remaining works, the valuation should be related by fair rates or pro rata. Okay, macam mana pula kerja untuk yang perlu dibuang atau dihapuskan? Okay, yang pertama kita kena ikut BQ rate. Tapi kalau kerja tu terlalu ketara sampai mengganggu baki-baki kerja yang kontraktor kena buat, penilaian mestilah dibuat berdasarkan fair rate atau pro rata untuk bertindak adil kepada kontraktor. Okay, the last one is how about the work in provisional quantity. Bagaimana pula untuk kerja-kerja kuantiti sementara. The first one is the work need to remeasurement. And the valuation calculated based on the actual quantity after remeasurement and multiplied by rate in BQ. Okay, untuk kerja provisional quantity ni mestilah kena remeasurement. Dan penilaian tersebut dikira dengan kuantiti yang sebenar iaitu selepas remeasurement didarabkan dengan rate yang ada dalam BQ.
My name is Nurfana Bitazha. Now I'm going to talk about adjustment of contract sum. So the definition of contract sum is the price agreed with the contractor and entered into the contract. The contract sum should be calculated and checked very carefully as errors are deemed to have been accepted by both parties. So these are the clause for adjustment of contract sum. According to PWD 203A, we can refer to clause 29, which it explains about clause that we can refer for adjustment of contract sum. The first one is supply of water and electricity and permanent connections to water, electricity, telephone and sewerage means under clause 6.2, variations under clause 24, rectification of error in bill of quantities under clause 26.3, fluctuation of price under clause 30, payment of PC sum and provisional sum under clause 34, opening up work for inspection and testing of materials or goods and executed work under clause 35.2, loss and expense under clause 44, and cost of disposal of fossil under clause 65. All of these clauses shall be certified by the SO. The next one is clause for adjustment of contract sum based on PAM contract 2018 with quantities. Clause 11.9, which is variation and additional expense added to contract sum, states that as soon as the architect and quantity surveyor have ascertained the amount of variation or additional expense claimed by the contractor, the amount so ascertained shall be added to the contract sum. When an interim certificate is issued after the date of ascertainment, such amount shall be included in the certificate. So, clause ini menyatakan kewajipan arkitek untuk menambah kos daripada perubahan ke dalam kontrak sum dan seterusnya bayaran kepada perubahan mesti dibayar kepada kontraktor dalam sijil interim selepas nilai kontrak diubah. So, kesan daripada clause ini adalah kontrak sum mungkin berubah sama ada tambahan ataupun kekurangan setiap kali arkitek beri arahan untuk perubahan. Then, untuk clause 12.2, which is correction of error and omission, states that unless otherwise expressly provided, the contract is a lump sum contract. Any error in description, quantity or omission of items in the contract bills shall not vitiate the contract and shall be corrected by the architect or consultant. So, persoalan yang seterusnya ialah bila kita perlukan adjustment of contract sum. Generally, the contract allows the contract sum to be adjusted due to the following circumstances. The first one is variation order. Second, prime cost sum. Third, provisional sum. Fourth, remeasurement of provisional quantities. Fifth, contractor's claim for additional loss or expense. Sixth, fluctuation in the price of building materials, and the last one is donations and payments to related agencies. For the first circumstance, which is variation order, states that after measuring and evaluating each work change using specific forms, it must be forwarded to Jawatan Kuasa Perubahan Kerja for approval. Setiap perubahan kerja yang dikumpulkan perlu dijumlahkan dalam format tertentu bagi mendapatkan jumlah keseluruhan perubahan kerja untuk mengetahui sama ada hasilnya adalah tambahan atau tolakan dan perlu diselaraskan dengan harga kontrak asal. Keadaan yang seterusnya adalah prime cost sum. Prime cost sum states that the cost required for the work or supply of materials under PC sum will be known once the work has been tendered and the nominated subcontractor or nominated supplier been awarded. However, this cost may also change if there is a change in the work area or supply of materials. Seperti juga kontrak utama, segala pelarasan perlu dibuat bagi menentukan harga kontrak sebenar dalam bahagian ni. So, selain daripada kos yang diperuntukkan sebagai prime cost sum, perlu diselaras charge layanan dan keuntungan ataupun Service charge and related profits yang berkaitan untuk kontraktor utama juga perlu diselaras berdasarkan harga sebenar. So, yang seterusnya ialah provisional sum. Provisional sum states that the original allocation for provisional sum will also change when real work is done through PP directive. All measurements and evaluation must be carried out in accordance with the provision of the contract to determine the actual amount. The next one is remeasurement of provisional quantities. All the provisional quantities in the substance list need to be remeasured to find out the actual quantities. The valuation using specific rates is made to get the actual price to match the original contract sum. So kat sini kita boleh refer from contract PWD 203A under clause 26.6 where the quantities of the works are stated as provisional in the bill of quantities. Such quantities are the estimated quantities. It shall not be taken as the actual and the correct quantities of works to be executed by the contractor in the fulfillment of his obligations under the contract. The amount to be paid to the contractor in respect of such works upon completion of this contract shall be ascertained by remeasurement of the work as it is actually executed. Yang seterusnya ialah contractor's claim for additional loss and expense. So according to PWD 203A, it states that under clause 44, under certain circumstances permitted by the contractor, the contractor may be entitled to claim for any additional loss or expense incurred. If relevant and has been approved, then the amount of the claim that the contractor is entitled to receive must also be included and added to the original contract sum to obtain the actual contract sum. According to PAM Contract 2018, Clause 11.7, which is additional expense caused by variation, where a variation has caused or is likely to cause the contractor to incur additional expense for which he would not be paid under any provision in clause 11.6, the contractor may make a claim for such additional expense. So ini adalah syarat-syarat untuk contractor claim for additional loss and expense. So ini adalah di bawah PAM Contract 2018 bawah clause 11.7a. The contractor shall give written notice to the architect of his intentions to claim for such additional expense together with an initial estimate of his claim supported with all necessary calculation. Such notice must be given within 28 days from the date of the architect instruction giving rise to his claim. So, the notice shall be a condition to any entitlement to additional expense by the contractor may have under the contract. The next one is clause 11.7b, which states that within 28 days of completing such variation, contractor shall send to the architect NQS complete particulars of his claims together with all necessary calculations. Kalau contractor fail untuk submit the required particulars, it shall be deemed that the contractor has waived his right to any such additional expense. So the next one is fluctuation of price. Kat sini kita boleh refer kepada kontrak PWD 203A. Clause 53 of JKR 203A contract form provides that the contractor will be given additional or reduction in the event of a change in the price of certain building materials. Using the methodology set by JKR, calculation need to be carried out to determine the total cost of this provision. Hasil pengiraan sama ada penambahan atau pengurangan akan diselaraskan dengan harga kontrak asal. Dan yang terakhir ialah donations and payments to related agencies. If there are certain fees or donation incurred by the contractor, then all related costs also need to be included and calculated to get the actual contract sum. Among the expenses that may be incurred in this category are donations to the supply of water, electricity, telephone, and cost of connection to public works and the like. So, pelarasan setiap perkara atau bahagian dilakukan dengan menggunakan borang-borang atau format-format tertentu dan mengikut peraturan tertentu yang telah ditetapkan oleh JKR. Kesimpulannya, semua ini perlu dipatuhi bagi mendapat kelulusan pihak berkaitan dan mengelakkan kelewatan. Semua pengiraan, pengukuran dan bukti-bukti serta rekod-rekod yang berkaitan perlu disertakan sebagai lampiran. So, ini adalah contoh kepada adjustment of contract sum. We can see here that after the price of PHK have been summarized, we can get the latest cost of the project. The current cost of this project increased from 5,600,000 to 6,001,572. Jumlah bersih tambahan dan potongan bagi adjustment ni ialah 401,572. So the next one is provisional sum and prime cost sum. Ini adalah definition berdasarkan daripada SMM2. Provisional sum is sum provided for work or for costs which cannot entirely be foreseen, defined or detailed at the time the tender documents are issued. Contoh kepada provisional sum adalah landscaping works, piling works and earthworks. For prime cost sum is sum provided for works or services to be executed by a nominated subcontractor, a government or a statutory authority, or for materials or goods to be obtained from a nominated supplier. Such sum shall be deemed to be exclusive of any profits required and or attendance to be provided by the main contractor, and provision shall be made for the addition thereof where applicable. Contoh kepada kerja-kerja PC sum adalah supply of cooktops and oven, sanitary wares, furniture and floor covering. Untuk kerja that execute by nominated subcontractor is specialist work such as escalator and lift. This is the clause that we can refer for provisional sum and prime cost sum. According to PAM Contract 2018, Clause 11.4, Architect Instructions on PC Sum and Provisional Sum. The architect may issue instruction in writing requiring a variation at any time before the issuance of the Certificate of Practical Completion. Thereafter, any architect instruction requiring a variation must be necessitated by obligations or compliance with the requirements of any appropriate authority and service provider. For contract PWD 203A, Revision 1 2010, under clause 34.2, states that the provisional sum may be expended at such time and in such amount as the SO may direct. Such sum, if not used either wholly or in part, shall be deducted from the contract sum. The value of works which are executed by the contractor shall be set against all such provisional sums, and the balance shall be added to or deducted from the contract sum as the case may be.
Okay, so now we go through to the effect of variation order. There are 6 effects of variation order. First is cost overruns, time overruns, quality degradation, health and safety issues, professional relation and project progress. So now we go to the cost overrun. The variation order contribute to construction cost overrun. It is because any major addition or alteration in the design may eventually increase the project cost. Most construction projects will incur cost overrun as a result of variation order. The more the variation order, the more that affect the overall of construction cost. Variation order have a direct and indirect effect on cost. Usually, direct cost is easier to calculate than the indirect cost. So this is the example of direct cost and indirect cost. The example of direct cost is time and material charges related to immediately affected tasks. The calculation of network increased time-related charges and overhead. Reward and standing time, inflation change to cash flow and loss of earning, management time, head office and site charges. And the example of indirect cost is rework and making good on affected trades other than the actual VO, change in cash flow due to the effect on inflation and financial charges, loss of productivity due to interruption where the parties has to familiarize with new working condition, tools and material. Cost for redesign and administration of the VO, litigation-related costs in case of dispute arises from the VO. Next is time overrun. Time overrun or delay is a condition the actual work does not complete in an estimated time period. Delay is the process in which the construction project slows down without stopping. Usually, contractor will be penalized if they exceed the original project delivery date, and this penalty imposed is usually used to cover the damage suffered. Tapi kadang-kadang kontraktor juga dapat EOT jika VO dia terlalu banyak. After that is quality degradation. Quality degradation means affect the quality of the work. This is because the contractor tends to compensate for the losses by cutting corner cost to VO. Therefore, the productivity of work achieved by contractor will be poor or lower. Another effect of VO is health and safety issues. The reason due to the changes in construction method, materials and equipment may require additional safety and health measure in the project. The sufficient health and safety information and appropriate resources are to be made available to the contractor to execute the work safely. This shows that VO can lead to the revision of health and safety consideration. After that is professional relations. Dispute may arise between the professional relation because of variation order. Misunderstanding will arise when the contractor are not satisfied with the determination of the VO by the client's consultant. The tension between the parties as the contractor continually pushes the client to settle claim for additional costs while always feeling that the reimbursement has been sufficient. Kat sini dia macam cakap ketegangan antara pihak-pihak sebab kontraktor ni dia selalu push klien untuk bayar additional cost. Last but not least, it will affect project progress. Most clients do not approve variation order on time and the contractor refuse to continue the work since variation management passes through different stages. The contractor can also need new material, new equipment and specialized manpower. Next, we proceed to controlling variation works. Why we need to manage variation order? First of all is keeping the cost within the budget. Second is completing project on time. Third is avoid rework and demolition. Fourth is avoid dispute between the parties. And lastly, can affect project performance. Next, this slide shows the ways to control variation order. First of all is soil investigation. Second is drawing and plans must fully complete. Third is complete tender document. Fourth is true window, whether important or not. Fifth is consider the effect of the variation order. First of all is soil investigation. Soil investigation should be done in much detail to get the right information and enable to design properly. Second is complete drawings and plans. The drawing and plan need to complete. It must take account all aspects and the desire of the certain parties. After that is complete tender document. Tender document must complete and specific to be perfect. For example, quantity need to be accurate. And then through variation order. The need of variation order should be aware whether it is important or not. Last but not least is consider effect of VO. Need to study first the effect every changes in work before it is done, such as effect on the cost and others to avoid unnecessary additional costs. That's all from us. Thank you.